Hello, and welcome to a different type of Pokemon challenge. In this series, and I hope I get to keep making more, and I hope you like them, I thought to myself, how well would someone do in the Pokemon world? What team would they have? And I always loved that conversation and that debate. So I said, let me give it a go. And I chose Rapunzel to begin this series, because this is also an anniversary present for my partner. Tangled is important to us, and I wanted to make something memorable for her, so I hope she likes it. The rules are pretty simple though. I'm going to use a Pokemon randomizer to guarantee the best starter for them. And as the game progresses, after each gym, for gym 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, a Pokemon will be caught that best fits the character. The last Pokemon will be caught after the 7th gym, giving the full team before the 8th gym leader, and they lead 4. I will use cheats to make sure that happens, and without further ado, let's see how well Rapunzel will do in the Pokemon world. Let's go. So to start off, I did change the character model to look like Rapunzel a little bit, but as you can see, she moonwalked everywhere. It was kind of funny at first, but I did not know if I could handle moonwalking Rapunzel for the whole thing, so start it over. And from the beginning, you get to name your character. And of course, we're going to name our character Rapunzel, but turns out, too many letters. So, we're going to go with one of the nicknames from the show. We're going to call her Raps. But I'll be calling her Rapunzel for the whole time. But you will see her name there. After we've named ourselves, it's time to pick our starter Pokemon. And what better starter Pokemon for Rapunzel than a chameleon? It just so happens there's Kecleon. We've replaced him with Cyndaquil. Probably asking yourself, why Cyndaquil? Because if I can't have him, nobody can have him. We named him Pascal because it's the perfect name. We pick up the mystery egg from Professor Oak and we head back. And our first rival fight. We fought a few people and a few Pokemon along the way, so we were a little higher level than probably anticipated. But Pascal handled his own and definitely won hands down. And of course, when they asked his name, the only logical choice was Flynn Rider himself. He stole something. So Rider will be our rival for this part. How I chose to tackle the gym leaders in this game was right when I got to another city, I would try it out and see what I needed to do. First, of course, we had to tackle Bellsprout Tower. Tower. Like Rapunzel's tower. Whoa. Mind blown. But we took him out pretty quickly. Mostly you scratch just the whole way through. Pascal doesn't have any really great moves as of right now. Soon will, but not right now. After Sprout Tower, it's time to head to the first gym. Now, like I said, we give it a try first and see what happens, and when we get there, we lose the first time. But not by much, by only 3 health points. So, after we come back after 2 fights, we win. Scratch the whole way through and knock them out very quickly. Riding high and feeling confident so far. With the first gym finished, we head to our first wild encounter, and it is Tangela. Now for the wild encounters, I basically gave each of the Pokemon that would be in her team a random number. I hit a random number generator. Whatever popped up, popped up. So it was a venture for me as well. After we catch Tangela, we name it Tangled, because it rhymes. I know, riveting stuff. After that, we head through the rock cave, and we head down into the well, and it goes pretty well. So that also rhymes. Sorry, that was stupid. Anyway. After the well is over, we do try Bugsy for the first time. Just nothing exciting happens. We barely lose, and so we decide to fight the rival next. We didn't even need any more levels up, and Tangela was very close to get next level, so one more fight afterwards pushes over the top, and we got poison powder. That poison powder saved us from Bugsy. Tangled poisoned Scyther. Even though he switched out, all we had to do was fight Kakuna and Metapod, using our other various moves like Constrict and Scratch, and at the very end, Pascal comes in and helps fight off Scyther with Faint Attack, and we win. With Bugsy defeated, even more confidence, which of course is obviously foreshadowing for later. We get to go get our next Pokemon. And the next Pokemon we catch is Happiny! I know I said it kind of funny, but it's kind of hard not to say Happiny in a happy way. I think that was intentional. We name her Gleam and Glow because she heals, and the Song of Healing goes Gleam and Glow. I thought it was a perfect match. After we catch Gleam and Glow, we head our way to the Headbutt guy, which we then teach Headbutt to all of our Pokemon, and that is a big, huge help. While training Gleam and Glow, I didn't realize that with the wild encounters, there are chances that a Happiny can have its evolution egg already with it. And we were just lucky enough that it did, and we got Chansey. The next gym leader is Whitney. Now, I'm not showing the first one again either. It wasn't very exciting. Nothing really happened. We just barely lost. So we left, got a couple levels up, and came back, and again with Poison Powder leading the way. The next gym, we wouldn't be so lucky to use Poison Powder again. But we did. We poisoned Milk Tank, and Tangela hold its own for as long as it can until it's knocked out. Gleam and Glow comes in as well. I was kind of hoping with Chansey's high HP and everything would work, but nope, it is knocked out very quickly. But like it will happen throughout the rest of the run, Pascal comes in and knocks him out. With Whitney defeated, it's time to catch our next Pokemon. That is Drifloon. Drifloon, eventually Drifblim. They help carry the team. Now, we decided to call it Lantern, because like how the lanterns are Rapunzel's dream, Lantern helps carry the dream of finishing this run. And we are so lucky to have gotten it right before the next gym, because the Pokemon I had previously would have had a very difficult time defeating Morty. So we are very lucky we got him in time. With Ghost Pokemon in hand, it's time to head to the next gym, which is Morty. And thank goodness we got a Ghost Pokemon. Route 37 changes everything. After that, the game gets much more of a challenge, except for the Burnt Tower rival fight. He's pretty easy. We didn't even have to level up. We got to stay a lower level, and only about 3 tries later did we win. Lantern knocks out Ghastly, Magnemite takes out Tangled, even though Tangled does do a pretty good couple hits. Gleam and Glow knocks out Magnemite, and Pascal knocks out both Croconaw and Zubat. So, this is me from the future. I want to say thank you for watching if you still are, and if you like it, that's awesome. I had a difficult time with some of the script and some of these moments here. I have no expertise in Pokemon enough to be able to fill in every battle with great detail. I am working on it, and I'm trying my best. I have more expertise in Walking Dead, which I will be making more. So thank you for watching, and I hope you're enjoying it. Now back to the action. Shadowclaw is just right outside of town, which is awesome. And that was one of the pieces that we needed to turn the tide against Morty. The brick wall that took us forever to get through. 5 tries later, 4 levels up, we got Lantern knocking out Ghastly, Pascal with the Shadowclaw coming in, Gengar with the highest level, and none of my Pokemon were that high level yet. I had not quite tried to level up yet. I decided to go with some people might say, unsportsmanlike strategy against Gengar, and I decided to stall him out and force him to use Struggle. And with Struggle, he basically obliterated himself, which is good because he was the highest level. And then the last one with Haunter, Gleam and Glow stood no chance. Curse is a nightmare, not to be confused with Nightmare. You know the move, Nightmare? No, that move's tough. But of course, Lantern came in with the victory, and he will be doing that a lot. And after Morty, she had her best day ever. And after her best day ever, Gleam and Glow evolved to Blissey, giving us a very good heavy hitter. However, little did I know, I made the bad choice by tackling Chuck, because we were, again, woefully unprepared. He was another one that made the challenge very difficult. Now, kind of thought about it and looked into it, and it did not help that many of her Pokemon were normal type. Even the ones who would be able to fight and hit the most. So that was a real bummer. So we only had one other option, which was to go to the lighthouse and get ready for Jasmine, which Lantern evolved. And that turned the tide for Chuck. Tangled poisoned Primeape, and of course, Focus Punch just knocks us out. Now, we don't have any other fly moves besides Gust. It does help a little bit, but not enough. Pascal knocks out Primeape. We use Mega Drain on Poliwrath and poison it, of course. Pascal comes in again with Psybeam, and we are victory. We are victory. Sorry. And of course, we get Fly after the fight. Thanks, lady. We do get our next Pokemon, Smeargle. We name it White Shell, like the White Shell paint Rapunzel requests. You know, painter, paint, go hand in hand. He is interesting and terrible and useful. It's a very complicated relationship we have with Smeargle. It's now time to tackle Jasmine. I have made a small error in my idea of just going for it, and I realized we had no defenses against a Steel-type gym leader, so that kind of sucked. But I didn't want to sit there and grind out. Probably should have, just a little bit, but I didn't, and I came up with the idea of Fire Blast, and just so happens Gleam and Glow can learn it, and that, without any level up, was able to sweep the whole gym. Between Sing and Fire Blast, they didn't stand a chance. Knocking out Magnemite, then even Steelix, 10 levels higher, put it to sleep, and hitting it with 3 Fire Blasts. That was it. It went down 2. We did only have 1 Fire Blast left, and it got a little bit dicey for about 2 seconds at the end of the fight, and it was a little exciting for a moment. We got paralyzed, and I was like, uh-oh. But we knocked it out with Sleep, and finished it with Fire Blast. After Jasmine, we head underground to save the Pokemon. We give White Shell, Spark, and Aurora Beam, fighting Bryce at least once. Now, I know you're thinking, it's Price. It is. But I, no matter how many times I've recorded, have said Bryce 40 times. I don't even want to tell you how many times I have attempted to re-record it. So, to me, he's Bryce forever now. I'm very sorry. Comment away all you like. That's what I'm calling him. So, Bryce did not take too much effort to come back and win. Early on, Seal and Dugong's rest cycle, just really stretches the match out. It took forever. But we come back with 4 levels, and we're able to knock them out pretty quickly. Lantern does a really good job trying to win against that sleep cycle stall tactic, and we're about to find out if he does, and he does. He does beat Dugong. And then Gleam and Glow's got Fire Blast, and knocks it out, which gives us the victory. With Bryce defeated and errors galore in trying to narrate, we get our last Pokemon. The last Pokemon is Sunkern, and it is just as bad as the other challenge runs have shown it to be. But we name it Sundrop because it turns into a beautiful flower that looks like a beautiful sun. Now, according with the rules that I have set, if I can obtain an item normally, not early, not cheat ahead of time, I'm allowed to go do so. So we go back to the national park and I bring into the game a Sunstone, evolving it into Sunflora. After numerous battles in the radio tower, we fight our rival. Sundrop has got a few more levels, but not enough. But we still try. White Shell has Aurora Beam and does some damage to Golbat, not enough. Pascal is confused, and we use Shadow Claw to knock it out. With Magnemite, we swap over to Gleam and Glow, which has our only fire move, which anytime you see Steel, we use fire. Or anytime we see Grass, we use fire with her. Feraligatr comes in, and, well, he kind of stops her, which sucks. And then Tangled comes in, and knocks out Feraligatr, which just so happens to push Tangled over the threshold to level 35, and also knocks out Sneasel, and gets the next level, which is important for later. Haunter, however, no matter how many times we try to attack it, even with Solar Beam, we still lose. But then Lantern comes in and knocks it out. And after the fight, we get Tangrowth. I felt Tangrowth still embodied Rapunzel because she's always trying to grow herself and embrace the world. Now with the final gym, I reset very quickly. I thought maybe fighting all the trainers up until Claire, that maybe there might be a chance to win. No. And I do something that's not very smart, and I try to go with Sundrop. I even train Sundrop to get to their level, and it was not a smart idea. I did give everybody another level, so the next fight, we do win. Now, the catch is, I do make a mistake during the next fight, the fight that we win, and that is I use a health potion. I think I've only used one health potion before, and I didn't realize it, and this is the last time I use a health potion. I try to not use them during the fight and during this challenge because it kind of takes away from how well can they do, in my opinion, and many other challenge runs. But what can you do sometimes? Sometimes you forget. But that being said, let's see how the rest of the fight goes. So, Dragonair knocks out Lantern. Pascal comes in with a slash and knocks out that Dragonair. And now Kingdra, everyone is lower level than Kingdra by a lot. And so I do the tried and true and the kind of scummy way to win, in my opinion, unless you're using a very weak Pokemon and the strategy could work. Struggle tactic. I force it to use all of its moves with Gleam and Glow, and I stall it out to struggle. Now, I thought it wouldn't be an issue, but it actually knocks out Gleam and Glow, White Shell, and it's down to Tangled. But since it knows Mega Drain, there's kind of a back and forth until we win. Now, we've had some troubles on this run. You're going to have some kind of troubles on a challenge run. And these devil women, or kimono girls, as the game wants you to call them, was mine. Now, of course, Elite Four is always going to be tough. It's the quote-unquote final fight. And Red, obviously, is a challenge, because it's a secret boss. But these women just beat me into the ground. I was very sad about that, and we tucked our tails between our legs, and we went to go train again. 8 tries later, 4 levels up for everybody. 8 tries. I cannot stress this enough. Oh my gosh. We finally had our chance. And we do win, but it is still an ugly fight. There's no real winning in this one. Umbreon goes down. Gleam and Glow can take down Espeon with Fire Blast and the Egg Attack that just escaped me right now. Flareon wins. Also defeats Pascal. And not Lantern. Lantern wins. But we were hopeful that Tangled could beat Jolteon with the Rock move. And unfortunately, it is not going to happen. Sundrop comes in and wins with the Leaf Storm. There's Vaporeon, and I'm hoping it works, and it does. And now, at the Elite Four. Woefully unprepared is a statement I have said several times. And the Elite Four is no different. Maybe I should work on that in the next challenge run. Will beat us. We couldn't even get past Will. So, I've decided as another strategy to make the challenge more palatable is that every time I would lose the Elite Four, I would add a level to everybody with rare candies. And after 1 level, I would try fighting again. And at the end of these fights, you will see what level we are, and that is the level we had to be in order to beat them. I probably could have done it a level 2 lower, but it would have been very difficult and a lot of RNG. With 17 levels later, we were finally able to take on the Elite Four. Each level, each try, I cannot stress that enough. Lantern knocks out Xatu, Jinx, and Xatu. Gleam and Glow comes in with the Fire Blast and knocks out Executor. She's going to send out Slowbro, and we send out Tangled. And Tangled uses Power Whip, which is a great move, and I do not remember it whatsoever, but it's awesome. And we win. We could barely beat Will before, and we're moving on to Koga. Koga gets knocked out with Fly from Lantern to Rapidos, or however you say the name. Tangled is swapped out to fight Muck. An Earthquake. Venomoth is sent in. Lantern comes out with Fly. As you can see, I use this strategy a lot. That's how I know it all by heart. Crobat was one of 3 that was a roadblock for us in Elite Four. We gave Pascal Thunderbolt, and after 2 of those, Crobat is out. In Fortress, I'm pretty sure you can figure out what we did there. Even though you used Protect, we still were able to knock it out with Fire Blast, putting an end to Koga. Now there's Bruno. I don't know about you guys, but I've heard this song going around like you don't talk about Bruno. Is that cool still? Am I cool? Can I be cool too? No? But you're pretty sure, you're pretty positive now? Okay, I'll just see my way out of here. Nah, I pretended to have steps. Now, Bruno gets knocked out with Lantern and Tangled. Power Whip for Onyx, Earthquake for Hitmontop, and Fly for the rest. He's out. Now, Karen. This woman was more difficult and more frustrating than Lance was. Again with Umbreon, just like the Kimono girls, took way too much time. Murkrow gets knocked out with a couple Thunderbolts. Easy. Houndoom was the last big barrier for the Elite Four. Lance was pretty easy to beat over time. Lantern knocks out Gengar. Vileplume, as you guessed it, Gleam and Glow comes into the Fire Blast. So, Lance was a little wonky, and a lot of Pokemon die and a lot of Pokemon get switched out. So, here's the best I could do for commentary. Tangled comes in first, of course, to knock out Gyarados with Power Whip. Charizard loses to White Shell, my favorite part of this challenge. I don't know why, it made me laugh. Dragonite actually would have lost to White Shell as well, but unfortunately did not happen. Sundrop beats Dragonite. How awesome. Little Sundrop does that. Tudronite, because there's two of them, beats Sundrop. Tangled comes in, trying to poison, but unfortunately it gets healed and Ice knocks out Tangled. So sad. Lantern, however, comes in and is able to knock out Tudronite. Now for Aerodactyl, and immediately loses. Pascal comes in, strangely enough, knocks him out. I guess not strangely enough because it's a rock move, but I was surprised. Now I'm sitting here hoping for the best, and Threedronite loses to Pascal, making her the champ! Woohoo! Finally! But there's more in the form of Kanto. You board the SS Anne and you make your way to Kanto. Now Kanto is pretty easy. Only two things that's worth seeing. And one interesting that happened. One was Blaine kind of imploded on himself. So I barely had to do anything to win. The most important thing there is Misty, the goddess herself. Now I really wish there was a funny cutaway right now, but there's not. Next time I promise you there will be. To the goddess herself. But Blue is the true interesting fight to see in Kanto. And yeah, he's pretty tough. Didn't expect how tough. We were awful close to beating him before we even needed to train, but we did lose. And the Pokemon that actually bested us was Pidgeot. Pidgeot came through and actually knocked out every one of them. And so, it only left us one thing to do, which was to leave and return after we had finished training. Now, the good thing for this last gym was training. We only had to do maybe 2 levels for some Pokemon, 3 for some, but it was pretty easy. I even did the grinding myself for this one. And as you can see, you are watching the depressing ending to the fight because full restore ruins everything else. And yeah, so we came back. And here's how it went. Gleam and Glow, of course. Classic Fire Blast move coming in. Even after 2 status moves, boom, Executor's gone. Okay, fine, after 2. I meant 3 Fire Blasts. Machamp lost the Lantern, although he did do the Stone Edge, and that was tough. I thought I was going to lose for sure. Tangled came in with Rhydon, used Power Whip, knocked it out. Arcanine with White Shell, Water Pulse. Did not do it. I would have loved that other fire Pokemon lose the White Shell. It would have been awesome. Gleam and Glow did take the hit to knock out Arcanine. And Gyarados obviously lost to Tangled. Even though it got frozen and Dragon Dance, Power Whip knocks it out still. With Pidgeot, Tangled tried its best but lost immediately. I think the Air Slash. Pascal, however, comes in. A couple of Thunderbolts. Will it win? Ah, no. Lantern, however, comes in with the Brute Force and knocks it out. Victory. Now, it is time to go to Red, the final challenge. Now, with 16 badges in hand, it's time to head up Mount Silver to defeat Red. Now, I was confident. I was like, 66? That's easy. We can totally do it. Please don't make fun of me. I was just so excited to get to the end, and I was really hopeful, and boy was I wrong. Because we had no chance against him. Well, eventually it led me to having to increase levels, and at some point I had to do 2 at a time, just to even figure out what level had to be. 20 tries later, you're about to see what level we had to be in order to beat Red. We couldn't even beat Charizard at first. 93. We had to be 93. Pretty rough. Tangled knocked out Pikachu Earthquake. We tried White Shell with Charizard, hoping to go for another knockout with the Water Pulse. Nope, that didn't happen. I would have loved to at the end. Gleam and Glow, I knew we had to sacrifice, but survived. So I was very happy for. Blastoise, we swapped that with Sundrop, and Sundrop survives the blizzard and hits with Leaf Storm, knocking out Blastoise. So satisfying for a small one to beat that guy. Lapras is also tough, but definitely tough to beat Sundrop. Tangled comes in and Power Whips Lapras. Venusaur, Lantern comes in and knocks it out one hit, but doesn't actually because Hail knocks it out for us. And here comes my favorite ending. You can't script this stuff. He knocks out Lantern, and we send in Pascal. Oh, sorry, we send in Gleam and Glow first. And we thought maybe a little bit of stall tactic to just, cherry on top of the event of this challenge. Nope. Snorlax comes in with a crunch and super effect, knocked out. And we send in Pascal finally. And he sucker punches Snorlax for the victory, just like he sucker punches Mother Gothel and knocks her off the tower. We knock Red off the mountain. Sometimes you just can't write that stuff. True poetry. Now that's all over, it's time to answer the question. How well would Rapunzel do in the Pokemon world? If we go by numbers alone, there was Chuck, Morty, and Bryce. Yeah, I told you, in the middle of this, I said, look, person, on the other side of the phone, talking to you, that I kept making a mistake, not calling him Price, and it was Bryce. So now that's his name. Todd, before you comment and yell at me, Todd, I'm sorry. This is what's going to happen. I ain't changed my mind. Todd. But, back to my point. Those guys took 5 tries to even win. Kimono Girl was a brick wall, and the Elite Four was rough. We even had to be in the early 90s to even stand a chance against Red. Her team have significant weaknesses, and they all have something special about them or something specific, and some are specialty Pokemon. So if there's a scale, I would say she's somewhere in the middle to middle-low range. Not terrible, but you need to be specific and strategic when you use her team. So do I think a Pokemon Master? No. But I didn't want this to be just the numbers. I wanted this to be a reflection of Rapunzel and a reflection of herself, of her journey, of the Pokemon she has. Because they're not just references, they're also a part of her. Her growth, her creativity, her ability to navigate and change with the moment, her dreams, and her willingness to help and heal others. I think we could all be a little bit more like Rapunzel. And if you're worried out there or having a hard time with something, I think it's time that we all leave our tower. I hope you're happy. I hope you're doing well. Just know you're cared for, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Till next time in the next Pokemon Challenge. And of course, happy anniversary. Say happy anniversary. No? Paul? There you go.